Hello guys, and welcome to Tekkit. Alrighty, well, back to Tekkit. As you can see, I have this new little intro. I think it looks pretty good. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, now we're going to start getting into it, alright? And as it said in the title, it is time to Tekkit. So, grab yourself some wooden planks, and do this. You'll need 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a tap. Kind of looks like a tap. And you make a tree tap out of this. Alright, now, some of you may have already guessed what you do with a tree tap, and that's, you tap a tree, and you get sticky resin out. So I'm going to make 2 of these. Now, you can't just pop these in any old tree. You need to find yourself a rubber tree. So, let's take a look at the top. Good vantage point, so we'll see if we can spot any nearby. So, oh, there we go, right there. Okay, so, in this texture pack, as you can see, they're kind of a greenish colour wood, I guess. This is Fax Pure BD craft, by the way. Anyway, that's the top there. If you don't have the texture pack, you can tell them by this little tuft that comes out of the top. So just look for that, and you'll be fine. Alrighty, so that's in normal Minecraft. So they're usually about 3-4 blocks high, I guess. About, yeah, there's one there, 3 and 4. So they're the trees you need, so let's just jump. Screw it, let's jump. It's not far. There we go. Alrighty. Once you've located the trees you need, got to run all up in them. Then you look for these little yellow bits here. Now, knock out any adjacent leaves because they might get stuck, and just right-click it. There you go. You can keep right-clicking it until the little bit up disappears. There you go. And you may get more and more each time you do it. Now, sometimes there's multiple ones per tree, just hiding further up the planks. So let's break this. Let's use the shears. Actually, the shears will not do rubber tree leaves very quickly. See, not like normal leaves. But anyway, let's keep knocking these out. So yeah, sometimes on the different planks, different logs. Sorry, you will find the sticky resin spots further up the tree, and they can be on any one of them. So they can be anywhere from the bottom to the top. So just knock it out, depending on how tenacious you are. Keep searching. I'm already beginning to give up. Yeah, there's none on that one. You usually don't get more than maybe 2 per tree, and that's about your best. That's too high. I'm not finding too many. But yeah, there's usually 2 sticky resin per tree. Sometimes there are none, but they do come back over time. Sticky resin will replenish over time. I'm not finding any. How many do I have? 7. I might... screw it. I reckon I'll just chop this one here down. It's because you can sometimes get a sticky resin with the log when you cut it down, so... let's try and get a sapling. There we go. Let's see if we can get another one. No. Oh, see, I got 1 resin and 1 sapling out of just chopping it down. But it is better just to do that. So I'll plant that. See for later. See, that's how quick shears usually do leaves. Alright, anyway. Back to the important stuff. We've got some sticky resin. Now I'll show you what to do with it. So, just whoop. Get in here. Close the door. Creepers. And there's a sticky resin there. It's not much of an EMC value. They just whack that. I need 6, so let's do 6. And you put that in the furnace, and it'll cook up. As you can tell, give it a minute. And we're going to start with some wires. So, grab a little bit more coal. And you need minimum 3 ingots of any particular type you're going to make a wire out of. So I'm using copper. You can use gold, refined iron, tin, and a different diamond and redstone pattern to make a diamond one, to make the different wires. But if you're using copper, tin, or refined iron, it is a simple pattern, and it is just, you just need 3 of the ingots, and you just need to put them in a straight line. Doop, doop. You get 6. It's pretty much 2 wire per ingot. So when you have that, you need to combine it with rubber to insulate it. Now you can use it uninsulated, but you will likely get a decent shock. It may kill you. depending on your health. So grab that, and also they're not as good as insulated for carrying EU and things like that. And there you go. Now this is just called copper cable. Most other cables will be insulated gold or whatever, but copper just turns to copper cable when you insulate it. Anyway, next up is the second most important thing, pretty much in Tekkit, buildcraft, or industrial craft, sorry, and that is a circuit. So we got the wires, which is you need 6 copper cable, and we're going to need some iron. Oh, well, I guess this is the next important thing, actually, because this is used for most of it. Wire, and then this. So you take your normal iron, and you refine it. Just pop it in there once more. It's cooking back through. Give it however long these slow furnaces take. There you go, refined iron. Now if you notice, there's no EMC on refined iron, you can't copy it. Anyway, get 2 redstone, 6 cables and refined iron, refined in the middle, either side with the red, and then copper cable all around the outside. Bam, electronic circuit. Now that is used for a lot of different things, so you'll need that in nearly anything that becomes electrical, as one would expect. So we're going to use it for a macerator. So that also takes some cobblestone, flint, and a machine block. Now a machine block's made out of 8 refined iron around the outside, just like that, simple. That's another very important block. So, I'm going to need to make more iron, so let's just do a sneaky and just condense some. Alright, oh, 4 there. What to use? There we go, that did it. Alright, let's go. Refine all 8, pop them in here, put that back, and let's wait for this to finish. Actually, let's grab some flint while we're waiting. And I might grab one more piece just to keep in the chest. And yeah, let's grab some. We'll grab the cobblestone as well while we wait. And it's got to be done by now. Let's give it a moment. Alright. I know that seems like a useless cut, but my god. Alrighty. Pull that around there. Machine block. Easy done. In the center. Either side with cobble. Across the top with flint. Circuit. See? One around the outside. 3. There you go. Got yourself a macerator. So remember, that's just all the refined around the outside, so let's go. We'll whack it down. No, we'll put the machines over this side. We'll put it there. There we go. Now you got a macerator. I'll show you how to power it. So for now, the first little simple way is to grab yourself a piece of redstone. What you want to do. And at the same time, I'll show you what a macerator even does. So you put that in there, and then you put an ore and a few other items into the top slot, and you see how it's grinding it out there. Little straining power, better grab a little bit more redstone. It uses a lot of redstone, so we'll show you something a bit better than that. Put that in there. And what maceration does is it grinds it up into dust. So this copper ore will turn into 2 dust. See? 2 dust. You can also put gravel in there and make flint out of it. You can also put coal in there and make coal dust. But anyway, let's just pop that in there and cook up the copper just because we made it. And we need a little bit of iron. Go 4 bits. A decent bit of redstone as well. Pop it in here. Now I could EMC the iron, but I'm going to macerate it, seeing I just made a macerator and I want to use it. So we're going to move on to the power source after this. So we need that iron for that, and what we're going to use it first is a generator. So there it is, that little one there. That's a battery, 3 refined iron, and 1 iron furnace. An iron furnace is just 8 iron around the outside. Now, you can't actually click a full battery to see its recipe, so you got to kind of go into the bottom here and search it, and then you just click the one that doesn't have any. That's not red. Okay, it's 2 redstone in the middle, 4 tin there, and 1 copper cable up the top. That makes you a battery. That's how you do it. So back to the generator. So battery, very refined in that. So we need a little bit of iron. You can also do it with stone furnace and a machine block and a battery, which works if you just have those on hand. Otherwise, it's almost done. We'll take this iron and we'll cook it up in just a moment. Alrighty. Put that there. Grab that, and we've already got the tin, so let's make this battery. Like that, there you go. RE battery. So, got the furnace, got that, and battery. Bam. Generator. Now, this is a great way to start your power, and I'm actually going to build a little area for it. So let's dig down. I'm actually going to put the power room just underneath underneath my base. It makes sense. You don't want your power too far from your base because you get lost depending on the cable you're using. You get lost the further the power has to travel, which, yeah, it's dissipation, so the further it gets, the more energy you lose. Now, depends on the cable that you use, as mentioned. I think, don't quote me to this, but I think you only lose, I really can't remember, but with copper, I'm pretty sure it's only 1 every 5 block, and it's only a small amount, or something like that. I'll have to look into it, but gold has pretty terrible loss. So does refined iron. Tin is low voltage, so if you're just using starter solar panels, not arrays, if you're using no more than 5, because it can handle 5 EU, no more than 5 normal solar panels or windmills or water mills to generate power, then that's a great cable. It has only loss every 40 blocks, and it's very easy to make. So, but you wouldn't want it to lose much, since it's not carrying much. Anyway, let's dig out this little alcove here to put the generator in. That's pretty much just below the actual wall of my base. And I'll show you the generator for now. After here, there are many different power sources, but really, I think quick progression towards a great power source is paramount to a successful Tekkit outfit. So, I'll show you what I do. Now, just pop that down there. Grab your generator. Should I fill? Nah, screw it. I'll tidy all this up in a minute. Just pop it down there in the middle. That's perfect for now. So, I'm going to tidy this area up, and then I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like and explain a little bit more. Alright, as you can see, generator room. Sawed up some stairs for down here, as you'll see in just a second. There, see the colour? Sawed those up, and this is it. A little bit of glowstone. Got some paintings, marble. This is marble. It can be a very good looking decorative block. This is the maintenance area. It's all marble. Little alcove for my torch there. Come up, and I've already dug out from behind the generator up to the top of my area up there. So you grab the cable and you start from the back of the unit and then just place it on each block as you go up. Boop. Let's put it all the way up as high as we can. Through the door. Let's go upstairs. Alright, and let's just finish connecting along here and up and bam. Now if I grab a piece of wood, sealed. Looks nice and tidy. Now, you would generally obviously run the cable into the back of the item you want, but I'm going to put something in between, and that is a battery box. Now, battery box will intake the power from one side, well, from 5 sides. So it's 3 batteries, copper cable, and wood. Now, it intakes the power and stores it up to a certain amount, and then also outs the power. So, we need some batteries mainly, so we need some tin. I've got 2 copper cable. I need 1 more. Oh, just grab the whole stack then. Pop those in there. I'll probably just end up even seeing this. And just a thing to note, in these little slots over here, you can put in upgrades. So to make the machine run quicker, you can put in an overclocker, which will make it churn out faster, but it will drain more power. I'll get into those as I show you those, but I thought I'd mention them just as I thought of them. Anyway, these are the different levels of bat boxes. This is an MFE. Uses double insulated gold energy crystals, which are diamond and redstone. And this is an MFSU. Now this uses Laptron crystals, advanced blocks. See, that's a whole bunch of stuff. Look at that. That's an energy crystal with all of that, and that's a yeah. As you can tell, it takes a lot, and an MFSU in the middle. But that's just a glimpse of the future. For now, let's stick to the present. Alright, we'll cook that up. And I also need to dump all of this crap. Picked up a whole heap of crap. Let's drop everything I don't need. I might even drop the spider. There's actually a use for spider's eye other than alchemy and Tekkit, and I'll show you that. Alright. Yep, let's dump that, Oh, actually, I might hang on to one tree tap. Alright, moving on. Back to the iron. Come on. Alright, let's make more tin. So, as you can see, I was making marble. I'm going to make it out of this 16. I get 16 per 16 tin. So, 16 times 2, 5, 6 from a uranium. Now, that should be plenty, but I also need some copper to make more wires, just to make the one more I need. Okay, and let's make the ones we can for now. So, 2 tin, 2 cable, 2 redstone. Bam. Alright, we just need to make one more. Okay, let's... what should I use? Yeah, let's just cook this for now. And... I'm running out of redstone. Pop those in there. Grab some coal to actually cook it. There we go, got the rubber. Now I just need the copper. There's some more dust. What am I doing? I'm getting disorientated. You do this in Tekkit, you're running around doing a million things, you're stuck in one little room, you end up opening all your chests and looking at everything. Over and over, trying to figure out exactly what you're doing. Anyway, 3, good. Now, make some more cables. No. Oh. What am I even doing? There we go. I'll get to it in a minute. Don't worry. Put those down. Make the battery. There's the battery. Now I need one more cable, actually. Oh. I just used my sticky resin, didn't I? Now I need a cable at the top. Bugger it. Let's make a project table. I told you I'd make this, so I'm going to make it now while I'm thinking about it. So let's make a bench. Let's make a chest. Then you put your cobblestone up there, that there, and wood along the sides. Is it? No, that's the right way. Cookstone. Needs to be cookstone. See, this is where a project table would have helped, as I wouldn't have had to take out all the items. Anyway, put that in there. I cannot wait to upgrade these furnaces. Soon. Alright, I'm gonna shortcut this. Let's just churn it out. Come on. Bam. There we go. Good enough. Whatever. Alright, let's do this. 3 along the top. 4 wood down the sides. In the middle. Down the bottom. Got it. Smash it. Pop it down. Bam. You got a little storage space down there to store items in that are going to be used towards the recipe you're making. Otherwise, when you put your recipe down, put the batteries in too. If you walk away from it, if you just straight up leave, wait for it, nothing fell out. That's the benefit. Also, as I said, the items in the bottom will go towards it. But for now, let's have a snooze and then get back to it. Alrighty. All rejuvenated after my rest. My mind's back in it now. I know what I'm doing. Sort of. Let's make this cable. Alright. Time to pop this in the recipe. That's eagerly waiting. There we go, bat box. So this is the first level of power management. Alrighty. Now, no, actually, never put it next to an item. That's a terrible idea. I just cross over and you end up with a whole bunch of mess. So let's move it. Ooh. You weren't meant to see all that. I just kind of tacked a little lot of crap onto the side to hide all this. Anyway, you never put it too close. I say at least 3 blocks away. And then you can, it helps it so you don't end up crossing pipes and freaking all the wires and everything like that. That's 3 blocks between each machines, you know. And it just, yeah, it'll help a lot. But anyway, let's make a wrench. Now, you need this when you're messing with things like bat boxes and macerators. I should have showed you sooner. And it's just, that's how I make it. There, it's bronze. And bronze is copper and tin dust. So, let's grab some. And we'll just macerate it to get the dust. And we'll combine the dust to make the bronze. And then I'll just make a little bit. And then I'll just pretty much copy the rest. Let's grab some tin. Okay. Where did all my tin go? Alright, let's use Nickelite to make this. Churn that out. Just realised I had it in my inventory. Pop some more of those there. Oh, I cannot wait to show you how to make an overclocker so these macerators work quicker. I know, I must seem so impatient, but when you see the level that they usually run at for me, you'll understand. Okay, pretty much you get to a point where it's just done, 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 done. Everything's done. Instant. 1 second. Alright, let's make some dust. Oop, that's plenty. And we'll need to... almost done. Grab this, and then off we go. Now, if you follow my tips and such, I'll show you how to get quick progress in Tekkit. So, those things I talk about, the quick machines, the quick operation. If you're wanting to see progress like that, don't worry, it is not too far away. Spread these out. I can make 7 actually. Let's do 7. Bam. 14. You get 2 per for that, which is pretty fair. And we'll cook that up. Now, just cook 1 because the EMC of the dust is the same as the ingot, so we'll make 1 and just condense it 1 for 1. No point. Oh, yeah, wrong colour. Slightly brighter orange is bronze. Grab that, pop 1 in the chest. I'll do the same with the copper, and I'll pop 1 tin in as well, so I'm not having to copy that all the time. Now, wander this over, and make your wrench. That's your wrench there. Now, you need this to take apart a machine. I'm going to make an electric one, but you need a wrench, electric or normal, to take apart a bat box or anything like that. Otherwise, well, you'll either just get a machine block if you pick it, if you're lucky, or it'll just disappear. So we need a battery and a circuit. So I've done the battery now, and I won't dilly-dally. I'll often just shoot straight into recipes. See, now I've put that down. There's a green on the top, which is an input, and a red out to that side. Now there's 5 greens, which are inputs, and 1 output of red. Now on a normal texture pack, it is 3 dots on the red, and 1 dot on the green, I believe. I don't play with normal textures, but I'm quite sure that's it. Now, I've put this too close, so let me show you how to use the wrench. Boop. If you use it on the red side, it'll just take the item apart. Now, if you put it on the green side, it'll actually change that to the red side, so essentially changing an input to the output. So, let's just grab a little bit more marble to hide this. But anyway, that's why you need a wrench. Otherwise, if you break it, you get just 1 bit of the recipe back, if you're lucky, or you lose it completely. And never break it with your fist. Or you'll be the only one who has to pay for it. But this is a safe distance for the bat box back here. No, it doesn't. I don't want it that high, actually. That's probably too high. Let's get rid of that. And now, oh, fell in. If you just pop it down here, this is probably about the perfect spot for me. Wrong one. Whack. See? Then it'll always place with the output facing you, I'm pretty sure. So let's just dig out around it so I can pave some cables. Doop, doop. Oh, bugger. Ran out. Let's make a resin. I I wish you could condense rubber. I wish. Alright. Now, I'll put the last cable down and then I'll get into it and show you how exactly the generator and everything works. But pretty much, I'm going to connect this last cable here and then it's hooked up to the macerator. There we go. Now, there are a lot of tricky things to cables and power and EU loss, but I'll cover that later. It's more advanced. Now that's hooked up. Alright. Pretty much, you use coal to power a generator, so I'm going to go whack some in there now. That's the bat box, which has the generator running into the green input. So if I put this into the bottom slot, so coal, if I grab that and just whack it in the bottom, you can see it's heating here. Usually that feels red up in there, but it's not because the power's going straight into the bat box. Now up in the bat box, it will actually be gathering the power up to 40,000. See how it's gaining? Up to 40,000. Now in the macerator, as you can see, it is fully powered. So if I was to start macerating something, it wouldn't drop like it would when I have redstone in there, unless the power in the bat box starts to run out. Which, seeing it's one normal macerator on a generator of coal, it should be fine. See how it's working? No drop. And see, one machine won't even cause this to dip. So that's how it works. It gains power in there, and then you output it to your machines. Now you can just run one big line of cable and hook all your machines up next to each other on it, but it's a bit of a design flaw there, so make as much coal as you can at first, as much as you're willing to make, or search for as much coal as you can. That's why I said save all coal. It is power, literally. So I'm going to turn one diamond into some coal, because it's worth it. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Join me next time for setting up shop. I'm going to move into some really fun stuff, as you can see in the teaser there. I'm going to be moving into an electric furnace. Far quicker, far more production, and I'll show you how to speed it up from there. This is where it all starts to steamroll, guys. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe if you like it, and share me with your friends. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.